Greetings, this is Tyra Olafemi, your goddess guru, here to share a word of wisdom to assist you on your way along your path towards self-realization, knowing who you are fully, stepping beyond limitations. So you think you're a man or a woman or from this country or that culture or you do this job or that job. So what? Is there something more to you that you can find out about? As well as self-mastery, because that's part of why we're here, to learn how to master ourselves, body, mind, and spirit. I would like to share a quick word with you on the energy governing this week. When I went to the Oracle, I pulled Nekabet negative as well as Aset negative. Boo, negative. No, that just means there's some blockages. It doesn't mean anything bad. Negative is not bad. It's a heads up. So this is a week where energetically we probably will be picking up on everything. We'll just hear everything. We'll know everything. And nothing will even be said. It's just like, wow, I just know stuff. The problem with this is that we may not be aware that we're picking up on things. I may walk into a room. There's no expression, no words being said or anything. But maybe the people in the room have just had an argument and I walk in and the energy of anger is lingering in the room. Because remember, we are energetic beings. And so I walk in the room happy, cheerful, all positive, baby. But I don't know anything that has happened. And then I walk into that anger energy. And the next thing I know, I'm ticked off at somebody. And I'm wondering to myself, what happened? I was just happy. So it's those kinds of things that we have to be very cautious about. So it's very important for us this week to be more aware. Oh, take some deep breaths. Deep breathing is very cleansing for the body. It charges the body. It vitalizes. It takes the body to a higher level of vitality. It helps to discharge. It helps to discharge the negative energy or any toxins that may be in our energetic body. And so with Aset speaking, one of the things that may put us in a position where we may be a little more open to picking up on negative vibes is our emotions. Our emotions may very well be running amok this week to a point where we can't even take the time to be aware that we're picking up on someone else's stuff because we're so caught up in our emotion. So it's very important this week to honor your emotions by being present in them. Oh, ticked off. This is interesting. Let's see here. Oh, yes, I feel hot. I mean, when I say really get into them and interact with them, I'm serious. Talk to your emotions. Oh, I'm pissed. I'm ticked off. Okay. I'm mad about something. Great. Different feeling. I don't do anything about it. Wonder why I'm ticked off. I can ask a question now. Wonder why. I mean, if I really think about it, what the person did really wasn't that big of a deal. Can I step back one level to see? Is there something else that... Oh, I know. It could be that a week ago, something happened and I really haven't gotten over it. And so today, whatever this person did, it just really reminded me and it set me off. You know what I mean? I feel depressed. That's with Nekabet speaking, the energy of depression is something that many of us may deal with during this next week or so. So what we're going to have to do is to step inside that depression. Why am I depressed? Because I'm really ticked off. But instead of taking it out on somebody else, I'll take it out on me. I'll be depressed. I'll make my life crappy because I didn't express something that I should have expressed. I'll make my life crappy because I'm walking around wounded and hurt because of what someone else did to me. No, it's time for us to end all of that. We're not doing that. We're going to be honest. I'm depressed because I'm not being who and what I really was put here on earth to be. I'm depressed because I want to do A, but because I'm a people pleaser, I'm doing B. Honesty will help relieve some of that depression. Be honest and just wait. You will see just how depression will lose some of its power and hold on you. Some of us need to deal with our emotional addiction. How many of us are addicted to being depressed? Well, that's a new concept for some of us. I'm addicted to being depressed. If you've been depressed long enough, you may not know what it's like to be happy. To be happy may actually feel torturous. I will admit, I was at a point in my life where I felt depressed so much that when I felt happy, it felt shocking. It felt bad almost. So I had to begin to make myself feel happy, to choose to feel happy, so that would become my predominant way of feeling and thinking. And some people are addicted to anger. You get an anger fix. I've been there too. Oh man, I need to make something happen because I create my reality. Let's just all take responsibility. We create our reality. And because I need an anger fix, I'm going to have to create some stuff to make me angry. I don't know what your emotional addiction is. If you're addicted to happiness, count yourself in one of the few. That is such a blessing. But it feels good when your predominant state is happiness and joy, and to go negative feels terrible. You really can get to that point. You don't have to feel negative all the time. Your emotions are indicators that were given to you not to drive your life and run your life, but to help you figure out, am I headed in the right direction? Am I listening to my heart, or am I compromising myself? So our emotions this week, we need to be aware, because something that I've come to learn, the more you interact or experience a particular emotion, that emotion becomes just that much more part of you. So if I have an emotion of sadness, and I choose that emotion as my predominant, I feel sad. I choose to feel sad over and over and over. Before long, being sad will be so much a part of me, I'll think that's my true nature. You know how some people are like, well, that's just me. That's just how I am. I can't change that. Really. You can change anything you want to. You do not have to engage any particular emotion. So this week, pay attention to the emotions that you are experiencing predominantly. The more you engage that thing, that they can come up. I'm not saying you should be emotionless. We are emotional beings. What I'm saying is the emotion should be an indicator. It shouldn't dictate necessarily what you do, other than shift you in that direction more or less. So the emotions that lead you to feeling more in alignment and in attune with who and what you are, with happiness, joy, peace, love, those are emotions that are telling you that's what you're going to get. When you experience emotions that tend to make you forget, and you're snapping, and you're feeling negative, and you're feeling down, and you're feeling bored or whatever with life, those emotions are taking you in that direction. All you got to do is choose which direction you want to go into. Just use them as indicators. Just because I feel ticked off doesn't mean I need to just go popping off at everybody. You know, just because I feel depressed doesn't mean I need to sit around and have a pity party all day. Okay? So, also this week, ask yourself, which God are you serving? Which goddess are you serving? Are you serving the goddess of your higher self? Are you serving the God of your higher self? Or the one of your lower self? I don't judge either one. You need both. I mean, we have them. But which one are you listening to the most? That's what you need to think about this week. When you are operating according to the higher part of yourself, you're going to have one experience. You're going to have one of power. You'll have one of wisdom. You'll have one where you understand the divine universal laws, so much so that you take the goddess or the god of your lower self and you make them do what you want them to do. You have them do great works. But when you primarily are listening to the god or the goddess of your lower self, you might have a little fun, but you may not feel fulfilled. You may not feel fulfilled. You may even get yourself in a little bit of trouble because, see, the God or the goddess of our lower self, yeah, they operate with a very limited understanding of divine law, may not even know it. And so they'll try to solve one problem and create another one. So, I mean, just ask yourself, be real. That's my thing. Just be real. Okay, I'm serving the goddess of my lower self. And what? Because at least if we're being honest about it, we know we're choosing it. So we don't have to make up this story about, well, I didn't know, or it was just the devil made me do it. Whatever. That doesn't make you do nothing. You chose that, baby. Let's just be real about it, okay? This is a week where you probably need to nurture yourself a little bit. Go out and do something nice for yourself. Maybe instead of taking care of other people, you do something to take care of you. And just be simple about it. I mean, make it easy so it gets done. For some of us, just going to bed at a reasonable hour is self-nurturance. Yoga is important this week. Yoga helps to restore balance to your body, mind, and spirit. Now, I love doing the physical yoga, even though I sometimes struggle with it, doing it consistently. But there's so many different types of yoga. There's yoga of the body, yoga of the mind, and yoga of the spirit. But I will say many of us are very attached to our body. So yoga for the body, hatha yoga. Whatever form you want to use. I don't care who your teacher is, what kind of yoga you do. You just need to pick the one that works for you. And if you don't know, shop around. Do different types and styles of yoga. Don't let anybody judge your type of yoga. You need to figure it out. Just like you have to figure out or whatever clothes you want to wear or whatever food you want to wear or eat, what house you want to live in. It's the same way with yoga. You just got to figure out the one that's best for you. So shop around. To me, it's no wrong yoga out there based on what I've done. If you studied with a teacher who studied under a yoga master and studies, continues the studies, and engage their yoga practice, you're going to do just fine. So find somebody. Put on a yoga DVD, okay? Don't make up any excuses for not doing yoga. If nothing else, baby, ooh, stretch and breathe. Stretch and breathe. And when you're driving in your car or riding the bus, when you're sitting at your desk or working at your job that's full of people because you're in an industry where a service industry of some sort, you don't have to tell anybody what you're doing. Just simple. Deeply breathe. Very important this week. Journaling is something that will be very beneficial. What you journal right now, you will need later. Also, be a good leader to yourself. Be a good manager of your own life. Lead you. Stop letting other folks lead you. As a matter of fact, stop trying to lead other people unless you're divinely appointed to that position of leadership. The best thing to do, even when you're leading other people, is lead you. What kind of manager of your life are you being? Consider that this week. This is a week where you may want to begin to contemplate, because we're going into the waning moon phase. What do you need to let go of? We need to bury. What's thinking do you need to let go of? What habit, what relationship? Maybe write it down on a piece of paper Fold it up and tear it, put it in the river. Burn it and put it in the river. Burn it and bury it. Just bury it. Don't burn it. Bury it. It's any number of things. You need to follow the guidance of your spirit as to what you're going to do. But begin to contemplate what needs to die in your life. And then begin to contemplate your dreams, your hopes, your goals. And put them in your spiritual womb. And allow them to gestate. This is a week where you may want to begin to ponder how you take care of yourself. First chakra issues is what I'm speaking to. Because there is a spiritual universal way of taking care of ourselves. And that is to understand that all that we have, we need. And all we have to do is manifest it. I said, but Yemoyah is an energy that I work with moment by moment. And Yemoyah is the name of the goddess of motherhood, which is this is the name for this energy is out of Ifa, which is of the Yoruba people in Nigeria. And Yemoyah is just a concept that I really understand, an energy that makes sense to me. So that's why I like talking about Yemoyah, is what I'm trying to say. So when I think about Yemoyah, a lot of times Yemoyah is associated with water, particularly the ocean. Once Africans who were enslaved were brought over the ocean to South America, Central America, North America, Yemoyah began to be affiliated with the ocean. Before that, she was affiliated with the river. It doesn't matter really which one. What I think about is how the fish and just all the different sea life in the ocean, in the river, they're so taken care of. Everything they need, they have. And it's just all this birth and rebirth. And that's what I love about understanding this energy of Yemoyah Aset, is because when we begin to think about how we're taken care of, when you think about the animals in the ocean and in the rivers, how they are sustained and they're just birth and rebirth. You, as a human, started your existence in water, in the womb. There were some of us that were in wombs where the mama was totally out of control and she wasn't taking care of herself. Do you know you made it? Oh, it just blows my mind when I think about the womb experience. How we started out in water and were birthed into earth and air and fire and all that kind of good stuff. But we are water beings. Everything we need, we have. It's just something about that womb, that water. And so contemplate that this week. And for some of you, it has to do with the physical, just basic necessities, food, clothing, and shelter. For some of you, it has to do with having that connection to people, to other souls. You feel disconnected. And for some of you, it has to do with that greater spiritual connection that's always there that you need to become more aware of. Whatever you need, remember, the lesson for this week is to remember the ocean, remember the river, and how everything is sustained and has been sustained long before we even incarnated as humans. Okay? That physical reality teaches us about the spiritual reality, what you need. If you will allow the mother to provide it for you, it shall be provided. If you allow the divine supreme consciousness to do what it needs to do, to use the power, to use the wisdom, to manifest what you're saying you desire in your consciousness, it will be so. I hope this reading assists you this week. I am so excited that we're going to make choices for our highest and greatest good, that we're going to remain open to receive many, many, many blessings, despite. We're going to receive many, many blessings. Peace and love to you, and thank you.